they still got a lot of capable players in the lineup. As we mentioned, Steve Cyan, Henderson, Hilliard. So they'll have to pick up the slack there as we are underway in today's matchup against the Hawks and the Dawgz. The Hawks will start us off as it'll be sent down the boards, chasing it down. Eric Zimmerman only has 1 goal so far out of his 5 games. They come up to the high slide. Look at here, shot, and that goes wide from behind the net. And almost had something right in front, but couldn't find a handle. Dawgz back the other way. Keegan Gamble going to the right corner. Can't find a handle. Taken away by Nick Campo. I'll just throw it to the opposite side as the teams try to clear out of the zone. Jimmy and Previto still looking to get across that line. Unable. The Dawgz with a good forecheck. Back to the right. Along the blue line, still holding the zone. Hawks attempted to clear. It gets it up to Don Battaglini. Throws it to the right corner. Eric Zimmerman. Back to Battaglini. Shot goes off the side. Tim Papagno in the net for the Dawgz. Shot off a body into the corner from Mark Lesher. Going back to the right wing now. Sets up for Myers. Shot and a save by Papagno.
This is already a good start for Bellmawr. They're getting some second chances. They haven't had that a lot of that this year.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. This is the start that they were looking for. Any shot on net is going to help here, and especially with possession currently in their favor. Brandon Harley says it right as they finish the change, going to Mike Battaglini. The Dawgz looking to counterattack, crosses the center line. Off to the right wing, and a shot goes high from Jake Miller and out of play.
Like we said before, this is a good start for Bellmawr. They've gotten some second chances off of their cycle. The cycle looks pretty good right now, using all their players, including their defense. They look a lot better than they have in most of this year, so this is a good sign for them.
About to take the draw for the Dawgz is Jake Miller. Currently coming into the game with 2 assists. Still looking for his first goal. Comes off to the right wing. Picking up for the Dawgz is Timmy Ryan, who throws it into the opposite corner. Steve Cyan, captain of the Dawgz, with plenty of experience. Now, bring it back to the corner. Shot in! That goes off of Murata. Coming back around. Looks to set her up on the high slot. And tried to power his way through, but Cole Anderson Hilliard unable to make it through. It comes back into the Dawgz zone, being pressured by the forecheck, and it had an opportunity, but couldn't find the pass. Great counterattack by the Hawks. Jake Miller for the Dawgz, looking to push back the other way. I'm liking how the Hawks forecheck is performing here, but a mishandle by Alec Myers.
You don't see that all the time.
Ryan Grant, currently the top points getter for the Hawks. Currently has 3. They would love to have a lot more now. Plays it off the right boards. They will just dump it in and finish the change. Put in on the pressure is Pat Weatherby. They'll just put it back to the center line, but we'll go all the way down for icing. It'll come back to the Dawgz zone.
Another good shift for Bellmawr. They seem to know that they need to kind of get some wins together. They're playing a little bit harder. I wish they ran a little bit harder on the forecheck. I think they can create some pressure on the Dawgz defense, but it's still early in this game.
It's been more of the finish. They've got the players in position, but the passes have just not been connecting. They had a great opportunity on the pass, but just a little out of reach. So if they can get that fixed, Bellmawr should be getting on the board very soon. Comes back behind it, looking for a wraparound, pops out front, and the save by Papagno. Great opportunity for the Hawks.
Great forecheck by Zimmerman to create that turnover. He is a difficult player to play against. He is incredibly quick and just creates a lot of problems for the defense. I would look for him to continue to do stuff like that for the rest of this game.
We would love to see Eric Zimmerman in his prime form. He was one that made a lot of noise for the Hawks last season. Spin it off into the corner. Now throws it around to Jimmy Provino. Trying to stick handle right in front. Looking for an opportunity. Papagno seals off the 5-hole. Shot goes high. Provino again behind the net. Trying to get away from the pressure. Now looking at a double team. The Dawgz take it away. Back in their own corner. Throws it back around. Austin Mulger. Throw it around. There hasn't been a whole lot of possession time for them. And a great forecheck. It tries to poke it in front of Papagno, but it steers into the corner. Hawks with great pressure. Coming around is Jordan Romano. Behind the net, into the boards. Great defensive effort. Pushes off the ball. And away they go. Great effort by Joseph Robb. As they'll just throw it to the opposite corner looking for Keegan Gamble. But again, that pressure from the Hawks overwhelming. Back the other way. You see Andrew Witherby. And that lane just gets sealed off. It's been all about the forechecking so far in the early stages of the period. The Dawgz throw it back into the left corner. We'll just throw it around. Oh, almost gave it away. It comes back into the corner one more time. The Dawgz with a shot and a save by Murata. In the corner again. Ryan Shaw gives it away. Back to the right wing. They'll just dump it out. Chase, but will not make it in time. Icing against the Hawks.
I see Mike Williams is playing. That's good news for the Dawgz. Mike Williams, one of the best defensemen in ball hockey right now. So it's good to see him in play. But this is what the Dawgz can do. The Dawgz can score at any time. If you give them a good odd man rush or just, give them time in the offensive zone, they're going to put up goals.
We've been looking around, and so far they've been keeping Sion and Anderson Hilliard out of the picture for the most part. But the Dawgz with possession behind the net. Thinking about a wraparound, spins around, turnaround shot, and a save by Murata. Back along the boards for Jake Miller. Into the corner, and a stick goes helicoptering. Came down with snow on it. Goes back to the left boards. John Stewart goes over to Mike Williams. Thinks about it, puts it to the right corner. Jake Miller again, back in the corner. Tries to look back over to Mike Williams. Now sends it back, looking for Steve Sion. Gave it away. Hawks back the other way. Brandon Harley. Back in the corner, looking to center up. And was looking for Dan Geetons. It wasn't quite ready for the shot. Back to the center line. Attempted to clear in by Nick Campo. Glove down. Dawgz looking to push it out of the zone. Unable. Held in by the Hawks. Sent back down into the end boards. The Hawks continue to put that forecheck on. And along the right wing, Jake Miller throws it down, taken away by Mark Lesher. Just throws it to the center line, poked down, and we'll be back into the corner for Cole Geetons. Trying to spin off of a defenseman, back to the high circle, pushed off the ball by Austin Mulger. But he'll recover, shot, and that goes into the corner. Back along the half-end boards for Nick Campo. Will be cleared out towards center line. Dawgz trying to go for a counterattack, unable. Back for the Hawks one more time. They managed to hold the zone. Cole Geetons trying to enter the zone, unable. Dawgz back the other way. Shoot and they score! Well, it only didn't take that much time for the Dawgz possession-wise, but they get on the board, 1-0 Dawgz.
This is what they can do to you, man. There are games where you play the Dawgz and you can get a couple minutes of ozone time and you feel good about yourselves, but they have so much offensive firepower that they don't need a lot of time, and every turnover can turn into a goal, as we see here.
And I believe that was Ryan Shaw. We'll wait to get the official word on the goal. In the meantime, That's got to be a backbreaker for the Hawks, who's done a great job with forechecking and possession, but that's just been the kind of season they've been having so far.
They just have to keep at it, though,
Dawgz re-enter. Joseph Robb. Push to the boards. Tries to escape. Back to the high slot. Dow just throws it into the right corner. Game pressured along the boards. Now down deep into the corner. They'll cycle. Back to the high circle one more time. Spinning around is Luke Villano. Laying in the corner. Now looking for something in the offense. Goes to Anderson Hilliard. And the shot gets blocked. The Hawks attempt to clear. Stays in the zone. Back to the circle. Looking for something high for Anderson Hilliard. But it will be back over to the center line. And the Hawks clear. The Hawks go off on a change. But the momentum has shifted.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing some off coverage that's making it a little bit easier for Marlton to get something going.
Look out here! Murata with an emergency save. A big chance for the Dawgz as they crash the net. But Murata keeps this one 1-0 with about a minute left in the period. Comes back to the point. Sent back in by Jake Miller, going around the boards looking for Timmy Ryan. And it gets taken away by Andrew Witherby. Almost get away, a dangerous area to be passage, but they do get it out. They just dump it down off a body, and a shot goes wide from Eric Zimmerman. Now more pressure, looking to rip it around! And they say no goal as they were trying to sneak one in by Papagno, but he keeps it 1-0.
What an amazing save by Matt Murata to keep Bellmawr in this game, at least in the early stages. I mean, what an incredible athletic ability by Murata.
The Dawgz goal has been credited to Cole Anderson Hilliard, so that gives him the team lead on points. That's his 4th of the season. Meanwhile, ball pops out in front. The Hawks trying to escape. It's been a good period for the most part, but just a good counterattack by the Dawgz as that goes down, and will be gloved down by Papagno.
They need to keep at it, though. What they've been doing has given them ball possession for a good solid 5 minutes of this period. If they just keep at it, keep up the good process, they're eventually going to get one.
18 seconds left. That gives time for the Hawks to set up another before the intermission. Looks like they're going to send out Brian Grant. He's the current leader on points on the team. He wins the draw, but it goes right by everybody. There will be no icing. 12 seconds left. That gives a free chance for the Dawgz. Goes to the high slot. Shot looking for through the screen, and it goes wide. From behind the net, looking for a wraparound. Not available, and will be period as Murata seals up the 5-hole once again.
Mishandle the ball. The Dawgz are going to counterattack, and they can be very potent on that.
What stands out to me is pretty much how they finish the play. They got the setup, but it's been about how they finish it. They got the passes down, but just can't find a way to redirect the ball. In the meantime, second period goes underway as the Dawgz will take it behind their own net, throwing up the right boards. Was looking for Mike Williams. Didn't get the angle he wanted, but does recover. Williams will just backhand it up, but it'll come all the way down for icing against the Dawgz.
And even on this, first shift of this period, Bellmawr gets the ball in deep. You would think that forecheck would be a little bit faster, a little bit more aggressive considering where they're at in the season. And, they're just kind of just lightly jogging in there. I think you want to see a little bit more aggression considering the circumstances.
That isn't to say that the forechecking hasn't done a good job, because we've seen them put pressure all over the place. But they need to keep at it if they're going to get back in this game. As the ball clears up and an entanglement at the circle. Comes back to the center line. Good hustle by the Dawgz, but it will be knocked right back in their zone and over to Mike Williams.
I mean, there's no reason for Mike Williams to play this ball.
Yeah, there was a delay in playing it. It was waiting for the Hawks player to get in there, and someone has lost their... He's got to put it back on, and does. Tries to center up, and can't find the pass. It was just a good defensive play in front. That's where those battles come from. The Dawgz will just throw it right back in their own zone, and will reset the play. Up the left wing, but knocked right back in by Mark Lesher. Around the boards for John Stewart. They'll just takes a bump. Stewart again waits for the reset and goes to Mike Williams on the left wing. They'll just throw it up over to Timmy Ryan.
Oh, great play by Mike there.
Great counterattack. But here comes Madden Goss in the right corner, but taken away. Dawgz with possession behind the net. Now throws it right back for John Stewart with a shot and just misses wide. Timmy Ryan throws it back around. John Stewart. Back in the left corner. Walks it up. A couple of sweep checks. Knocks back into the corner. Joseph Robb recovers. Now throws it back behind the goal line. Holds on, feels the pressure coming on, now throws it back, but again, the defensive work by the Hawks. One of their better days, but here's a wide angle chance as he tried to center up, but misses everybody. From the corner again, and almost has something for Anderson Hilliard. But it comes back into the opposite corner of Hawks. Look and try to get out of their zone, and as you mentioned at the top of the show, something that they've been struggling with. But to be fair, this has been one of their better days. Goes back to the right wing, gave it away. A good forecheck by Andrew Weatherby. He'll take it behind the net. Gets double coverage, now back to the point, shot! And that is stopped by Papagno.
One of the things for this Marlton Dawgz team, we saw Anderson Hilliard cut in from the point. That has worked on this Bellmawr team all year. They have struggled to cover people, specifically in the slot area directly in front of the net. And we saw almost another tap in from Anderson Hilliard.
Hawks want to draw a quick shot, and it's blocked. Zimmerman back to the point to Jordan Romano, but he feels the pressure, and the Dawgz come back the other way. Is Jackson Miller. Along the blue line now, takes it down into the left corner. Tries to throw it back, not hard enough. Hawks on the counterattack, throws it over to the right corner. Don Battaglini tries to throw it in front, but off a body and easily scooped up by Papagno. So as far as the Dawgz counterattack, when they get the opportunities, and as you would expect, some of the best offensive players that you can get. I know it doesn't exactly reflect on the standings right now, but they do have few games in hand over the Night's Watch, who we will see later. But right now, the Hawks looking to tie the game up. Back in the corner, looking for something in the slot. Second chance made by Papagno. Back to the corner one more time. Spinning around Jordan Romano. Trying to go to the point. And again, the defense comes together for the Dawgz. We'll send it up over to Andrew Weatherby. You see is close up on our left side. Drop pass over to Dan Geetens. Both teams go for the change. Geetens will send it to the left over to Brian Grant. Throws it off the end boards. Didn't get the angle he wanted, and the Dawgz look to clear. Over to Jake Miller. He'll gain the zone. Avoids a sweep check. Gets it over across. Was looking for some help. Unable. Back the other way. Brendan Bainbridge trying to clear it for the Dawgz, unable. It is Brian Grant along over to the corner. Goes back to the point. Thinking about a shot, and if Nick Campo with a shot, and it hits a body on the way. Gets an opening, shot and a save. Great delay by Brandon Harley to open up some room.
What a great save there. Yeah, Bellmawr is doing a better job now in this particular shift of getting the cycle going. I wish they had a little bit more movement, but they're starting to get second opportunities, which is something that they've struggled with throughout this year. Let's see if they can continue that off this faceoff. Maybe get some extended zone time.
Simple stuff like that, such as opening space for yourself, that wins you games. And just like how Brendan Harley has been playing, tie up by Cole Geetons, tries a shot, goes wide. The Dawgz tries to throw it around the boards, over to center. And looking to get a 2-on-1 if they get the speed. Goes down under the goal line. Spinning around over to Ryan Shaw, who will take it behind the net. Feels the pressure coming on from Nick Campo. Verratti, see, down on the ground. He is not taking any chances with the 5-hole.
Let's do it!
Hawks defense trying to help him out. But the Dawgz hold the zone.
Mike Williams with another great play there.
They go on a change on the fly. Thinks about a shot. Holds up on it. Looks for an opening. Decides to throw around the boards over to Luke Villano. Looks to center up. Can't handle the pass. And I'll give an opening for the Hawks to restart their attack. Here's Brandon Harley. Goes right. Pat Weatherby. With a centering pass, but a great defensive play by John Stewart.
Harley looks to be the engine that's going to get this Bellmawr offense started.
Regan Gamble looks to pass it up, intercepted by Cole Geeton. Sends it left on the boards, and a shot misfires, taken away by the Dawgz. Sends it across, great pass on the left wing. Tries to play it back, looks for a shot, and a save by Murata. Michael Andes with the original shot. Looking to hold on, but the Hawks defense coming right on top. Back the other way for Cole Anderson Hilliard. Enters the zone, tries a shot, and a block. Goes off the end boards. Spinning around is Jake Miller. Tries to send it across, looking for a centering pass. Collision in front of the net, we play on. Looks for another centering pass, intercepted. Hawks will counterattack. And a pass from Don Battaglini. Sends it into the right corner. Tries a centering pass, looking for Jimmy Provito. And again, that defense of the Dawgz not letting up, but they fail to clear the zone. Alec Myers will just throw one in, but no one to pick it up. Hawks looking to maintain possession. Battaglini with a shot, and that's steered away by Papagno.
Great move to work his way away from the sideboards.
Tries to feed in front, no one there for the Hawks, and it's cleared down, and they are forced to reset. Madden Goss waits for the change to complete. Sends it up through center. Tries to throw one down at Papagno with the save.
Some good back and forth action here. Mike Williams, man, he's made 3 plays in this game that have single-handedly kept the Dawgz in it. Stopped a couple chances off the rush just by himself, keeping the ball in the zone. I mean, when he's on, he is fantastic. Certainly keeping the Dawgz lead at 1 with all of his work.
I have liked the Hawks play for the most part. So far, has not converted. As their play has been getting better in the second period compared to the first. Throwing around the boards. Looking to get to Alec Myers. Tries a shot, just goes wide. Picked up by Mike Battaglini. Around the opposite boards to Dan Geetons. Doesn't have any room, so throws it back to the point. And he'll just try to throw it up, but hits the stick of Jackson Miller. It goes out of play.
I like how Bellmawr has kind of tightened up that cycle a little bit. They've been supporting each other a lot more on the cycle, and I think that's one of the reasons why they've been getting some chances recently. Something that they haven't done in the beginning of the period.
8 remaining in the period. It's closed down. The Dawgz could not touch it because it was a potential hand pass. They come together along the blue line, and a shot from Alec Myers goes wide. Dan Geetons again on the left boards. Tries to throw it back to the point. Tries a shot. Doesn't get through. Joseph Robb takes a collision. Here comes Andrew Weatherby. On the left circle. Tries to center up and snared by Papagno.
Great play by Weatherby to stop the rush and get an offensive chance there.
So not much time remaining in the second period. The Hawks have been trying to figure out this Dawgz defense. It's been playing well on both sides of the ball today. It's won by the Hawks. Jimmy Profito going across. Jordan Romano will just throw it back to the right corner. Tries to spin off of one. Thinks about wraparound. Doesn't have any room. Gets some assistance from Don Battaglini. They get entangled up. But it pops out in the Dawgz with possession. Hits the brakes, reverses back behind their own net. Shane Richards looking to shake them off. Gets tied up with Jimmy Provito. Good forecheck. So we've been seeing a lot of throughout this game from the Hawks. Goes back to the point. Alec Myers. Down with a shot and steered into the corner. 10 with 15 seconds left. It will be thrown out of play with only 11 seconds left in the period.
This is a great way to end the period for Bellmawr. Get some positive momentum for the third period if they are unable to capitalize the next 11 seconds. They're starting to get second and third opportunities within these cycles, which is excellent. It's something that they've struggled with throughout the course of this year. If they keep this up, it's just a matter of time. This team is too good to be kept off the scoreboard.
So at least time to set up another play. Jimmy Provito in the Dawgz making their last second change. Won by the Dawgz. Thrown into the corner. John Stewart looking to kill the clock with 5 seconds left. And they will do exactly just that. And maybe more for Christian it. And Matt Murata makes a last second stop to keep the Dawgz.
And, when you play the Dawgz, you have to pay attention to that counterattack. If Bellmawr is able to keep up the offensive pressure and keep that cycle going, I think they're in good shape to get back in this game.
Well, they got 10 more minutes to try to get on the board as we're underway in the third period, and the Hawks not wasting any time. Taken down, no call, we play on. Dawgz back the other way on a 3-on-2. Tries to center up and went off a stick, and Murata makes the save.
Again, another person running right to the net that is a little bit uncovered. I think they're a little bit too lackadaisical in the slot area. It's definitely a place you want to defend here, but this is what's going to get Bellmawr in trouble is not hustling back, not playing defense in high danger areas.
Mark Lesher was sitting back there near the slot area. Did have 2 Dawgz to defend against. He had to make a decision on which one to defend.
And that's a tough decision.
But in any case, they do keep him off the board. But there's a shot and a save by Papagno.
But good shift to get to get that momentum back, get an offensive zone draw. Maybe they can get some more offensive firepower on this next shift.
The Hawks are going to make a full line change. Still looking for that elusive first goal. They do win the draw, but 2 Dawgz coming right on top of it. But almost had something. A big break for the Hawks. And a shot, and it's blocked. Mark Lesher had a chance there. And now the counterattack, 3-on-2. Looking to center up, nothing available. Now goes across, intercepted. The Hawks back the other way. Picking it up as Stan Geetons tries to get around, gets tied up. Looking to push it back. Back to Gleany. We'll just throw it off the end boards around. Get some assistance. Looking to cycle around. The Hawks waiting to get everyone in position. The man goes down. That was Matt and Dawgz. And the Dawgz coming back the other way. 2-on-2. Jake Miller goes back. Looking for something there, but does not pull the trigger. Now back over to Jake Miller. Tries to drive one in, and Murata makes the stop. A bunch of Hawks sitting in the slot, and Murata is going to put an end to that.
Nice play by Miller there, kind of turning something out of nothing. Just, making a good power move to the inside and just getting the ball on net. Anything can happen once you get the ball on net.
Matt Murata enters the game at a respectable 2.6 goal against average. So he's been holding it up for the most part, but just needs some help from his offense. Goes back around. And a stretch pass. They play on. Oh, and he misfired the shot. Comes back behind the net, and he had a lot of room, too. Tries to go across to Eric Zimmerman. Can't find him, but he does hold on. As it clears up. 2 Dawgz against 3 Hawks. Back to the corner for Anderson Hillier. Back to the Villano. And there is a whistle.
Looks like a slashing penalty. Let's see who it's on.
Looks like the Dawgz had possession at the time, so I would expect a Hawks power play, but let's double check that. And it looks like a Hawk is going to the penalty box.
Looks like Zimmerman.
And you're right, Eric Zimmerman heads to the box. That's going to put a damper on their plans. So a 90-second penalty on the board at our first power play of the game.
Well, it goes without saying, this is a huge part of this game. 7 minutes, 46 seconds left. This power play is very potent. Bellmawr is going to need a big kill here.
Well, the PK unit not wasting any time. They did not clear the zone, but it does waste a few seconds off the clock. Comes back to John Stewart. Goes across, one-timer, hits a body on the way. Off the outside of that, plays around. Taking his time, looking for an option. Now plays it back along the boards. Cross over to Stewart. Waiting for a lane, now passes across. This defensive partner, but great pressure to break it up. Still
great play there.
And they do get it out. Great defensive pressure by the PK unit. The Dawgz will reset. Tries to chip it in off the end boards. And in a race with Nick Campo. Attempted clear off a stick. Gives it away to Timmy Ryan. Goes across. Has an opening. Does not pull the trigger. Steve Sion temporarily lost the handle. Could not get the shot. Goes across. Finds Jake Miller. Just throws it off the end boards again.
Not a lot of movement on this power play.
You seem to be very selective in a very crowded slot, by the way. 4 players sitting there. 5 seconds left on the power play. Zion going around, and the penalty is over.
It's a big kill.
I don't think they ever got to Murata that entire power play, but it's a shot that's off a body and off the end boards. The Hawks resume their attack here. Zimmerman with a shot and a save, but Papagno sealing the 5-hole. Just throws it back around the boards. Zimmerman again. Looks for an option, but both teams seem to be crowding the slot this third period.
Oh, good work by Zim there.
Zimmerman goes wide, tries to get a rebound attempt, gets broken up. You see Brandon Harley trying to fight for control. Now he has it. Now he'll backhand it up into the corner. It's pushed off, but the Hawks retain. Trying to look for a Sarian pass from Zimmerman. Nothing available. Back behind the net, looking to set her up. Broken
That's
up.
good.
The Dawgz trying to push it down, unable.
Go on.
Hold the line. They're fighting for it, and the Dawgz win it. Back the other way for Science. Shot, and that's wide. Back behind the net for the Hawks as Cyan came inches away from an insurance marker. Here's Zimmerman again. He's had a long shift. Back along the right boards. Sends it down as looks like Previto lost his stick.
Looks like he was high sticked.
Yeah, now that I look at it, it seems you're right, as that goes all the way down for icing, and the Hawks were looking for a call, and they are not going to get one.
It's a little bit of a bummer, but you got to play through. It's part of the game, unfortunately. Great plays so far, apart from Bellmawr right after this penalty kill, starting with Zimmerman. When he entered the zone directly after the PK, he was going up against a forward. I wish he tried to make a move one-on-one on that forward that was out of position playing D. I want to say it was Jake Miller. But still, nonetheless, great job of starting to get the offensive momentum in their favor. I'm hoping we see a little bit more Brandon Harley as this third period goes on. He's having a strong game.
Alex Myers with a shot gets blocked back to the point, trying to prevent a break, and the Hawks defense hold it in. Back to the corner for Brian Grant. In the corner again. Looking to set her up, and off of Papagno was looking to sneak one in off a wide angle, but nothing available. Sends it across, dangerous pass, but give it back to the Dawgz. Around the boards they go. Time working against the Hawks in this period in the late stages of the third. Thrown back to the right corner, less than 4 minutes remain. The Hawks get possession back. Off the boards looking for Pat Weatherby. Here's Jackson Miller for the Dawgz, trying to keep wasting that clock. Weatherby loses a stick. Shot goes off the end boards into the corner. Picked up by the Hawks, Alec Myers. Waits for his team to reset.
They got to move for him.
He has two players sitting in front of Ferrata. Very unusual. Now goes off.
I think they need a little sense of urgency here.
Been sitting back there for at least 15 seconds, but look at that!
Maybe it was worth it.
Pogno
Again.
almost has something for Jimmy Previto. That was a very unusual play, but almost worked out for the Hawks. But here comes Jackson Miller. Shot and a save by Murata.
I said that they needed a little bit more movement on that breakout, and then, they just throw that lob pass right in my face for the breakaway.
I'm not sure that was drawn up like that, but that almost worked out very well for the Hawks. In the meantime, Jackson Miller, great stick handling, gives himself a lot of room in the slot, and went with a backhand.
Great use of space there.
On the clock.
It's a great use of space there by Jackson Miller there to kind of use that bottom of the circle area to his advantage.
So now with less than 3 remaining, the Hawks try to clear the zone. They do. And maybe a chance here for Zimmerman. Shot and a block. Good job by Michael Andes.
Big block there by Andes.
Here's Cyan going back across and on scores!
What an amazing play by Andes all around, starting with the block in his own zone, an incredible pass across the blue line to get that ball over to the sideboards, and then you give him that much time in front of the net. Andes will make you pay every single time. This little pass here, incredible. And Murata had no hope being all alone there. This is what they do. That counterattack is so good.
Fantastic play off the breakout. Starts with a pass from Steve Cyan. bounces one off of Andy's, and then a good return pass. And look out here. Makes the pass. And it's blocked. As things looking dire for the Hawks. Keep an eye on Marlton, as we would expect him to be pulled very soon. In the meantime, the Dawgz look to clear the zone. They do. But the Hawks back on the counterattack. Alec Myers centering pass. Returns. Tries to go back to the front. Empty net for the Hawks. 6-on-5 in effect. And a man goes down away from the play. We play on. Alec Myers tries to... Oh, and we got a penalty coming up. It'll be against the Dawgz.
Unfortunate for the Dawgz to play on discipline with the amount of time that's left. You know, you don't want to give Bellmawr too many chances here. This power play might be enough to get them on the board. And any type of momentum, anything can happen in this game.
This is a
Especially,
huge break.
Especially for a battle in front of the net. You know, like, you don't exactly have to cross-check them down. Just good body position. You know, instead you go for the cross-check, and every time you go for the cross-check in front of the net, you're kind of asking for trouble.
And not surprisingly, Bellmawr calls their timeout. But it starts with that first goal, and needless to say, they have to convert this power play.
Oh, absolutely. You know, especially after missing an opportunity probably 30 seconds before, where they got a little too cute trying to get that ball directly in the middle to, I believe it was Harley. You know, when you're struggling to get goals, you really just got to get balls on net, hope to get rebounds, hope that you can get lucky with one. I hope on this power play they look to just get shots and crash the net hard and see if they can get an ugly one to at least get on the board and get some momentum going.
136, so they pretty much have the entire regulation to try to get this back within a one-goal game, but they would rather get that goal sooner than later. See who they put on the floor. They have Dan Geaton's out there. You got Brian Grant. You got Eric Zimmerman. They're putting their big guns out.
I'm a little surprised based off of how his game has been today that Brandon Harley's not out there.
And look out here, shot going wide off the empty net. Last thing that the Hawks needed. But they will restart their attack. And look at that blue lineup. They're just trying to seal it up. There's about every single player on that line. But they get behind the net. Back out to Brian Grant. Waiting for a shot. Goes across. Alec Myers thinks about it. He'll try a shot. Blocked. Rebound attempt. And a save by Papagno.
Oh, Myers had someone back post. If he just trusted the passing lane, he could have had a nice little tap in back post. I wish they would move a little bit more on this power play. When people talk about movement on the power play, I think at this level, a lot of people think about quick passes. I wish that they actually physically moved a little bit more and caused some more confusion. But Myers had someone back post there.
Yeah, that was Eric Zimmerman. They battle on the boards. This is exactly what the Dawgz want. They try to clear out. They do. And it's going to the empty. And bullseye. The Dawgz make it 3-0.
I think that's Steve Sion, too. Sion, fantastic player. If you've never played against him, kind of like a Brad Marchand, Matthew Tkachuk type of player. But he just outworks so many people, and he does it here again. Gets outnumbered, but it doesn't matter.
So that's going to put the game away for the Dawgz. And we'll move up to a tie with the Caribou in second place. But the power play still in effect, but we can pretty much say that this one is over. As it goes along the blue line, the Dawgz push it back across. And they will just dump it into the left corner. As you can see, 30 seconds left in this game. The empty netters to Steve Sion, as you just said, is shot into save by Papagno. So 21 seconds left. And I can't imagine that the Hawks, despite them playing a good game, this has just been a rough season for them.
Yeah, this is definitely a disappointment. They outplay in terms of ball possession. I think they outplayed Marlton here, but that Marlton counterattack, it is such a killer.
And the Dawgz are just going to kill the clock here. They throw it right back. And there is the final siren. And they secure the shutout for Papagno. The Dawgz come out with the victory 3-0.
Yeah, what a great game from them. They played well defensively. They did give up some chances, but you're always going to give up chances in any game, and especially against a team as good as Bellmawr. But one of the things we talked about was they might be a little bit weaker on the defensive end. Didn't really look like it. Some great play from Mike Williams, of course, and John Stewart. Cole Hilliard had another strong game, or Anderson Hilliard, my apologies, had another strong game. It's a good win for Marlton.
So scoring summary.